Hey everyone, Scott here with In Fitness and in Health, and today we're going to talk about goal setting in fitness, and namely how difficult it is. Um, Determining the things we want in life are some of the toughest decisions that we're going to face. There's frankly too many options. There are a million and one careers to pursue. There's 50 states for us to live in. We can decide to have children, not have children, get married, stay single. And don't get me started on picking a movie or television show to watch on one of the 500 networks that are available. A lot of times I scroll for 20 minutes and then just say, forget it, and I give up and I read a book or do something arguably more constructive. Um, Choosing a fitness goal is just as difficult, just as complicated, because there's so much to choose from. Should I focus on losing weight? Should I focus on building muscle, improving heart health, running a faster 5K? A lot of these can be achieved simultaneously, but selecting and then remaining committed to an overarching goal or objective just isn't that easy. Personally, I've been involved in fitness for a very long time. I struggle with goal setting on a day-to-day basis. One day I want to be an ultra marathoner. The next day I want to add 10 pounds of muscle. The day after that, I become very engrossed in a writing project, and I think, you know what? I'm just going to put fitness on the back burner for a while, do the bare minimum, and focus on my writing. It's enough to drive me crazy, honestly. I was talking to a friend yesterday morning, and I had an interesting revelation. And I believe so much of what drives us and motivates us stems from our current position in life, stems from what's happening to us in the here and now, in our immediate environment. And so I want to be an ultra runner after a great long run after a stressful day. I want to build muscle after every intense lift I have, induced by watching Chris Pumstead do his thing. The guy's a beast. You should check out his YouTube channel. And I want to place fitness on autopilot, for lack of a better word. If I just finish a supercharged writing session, again, it really depends on what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with. And so it's really hard to nail down a goal when your vision of fitness itself changes day to day. What it means to you, what place it holds. It's really hard to stick to a goal or to even define a goal when that vision floats in the wind. Um, so all of that to say, I really don't have a solution to that question. Um, I wish I did. The best way to narrow down or nail down your fitness goal for 2023 is X. Well, I don't have an X for you. Um, I don't know the best way to do that because I just haven't figured it out for myself. Perhaps fitness goals in and of themselves are flawed, but I think that's a topic for another time. What I can tell you, however, is when in doubt, do something, anything. Um, right now, I don't necessarily have a plan. I don't have a framework. I'm navigating entirely by feel, relying on many years of experience to guide me in the right direction. But I'm engaging in some sort of physical activity every day. And so that could be running, that could be walking, that could be weightlifting, it could be yoga, it could be anything really. As long as you're doing something, you're on the right path. And the sorts of questions I'm asking myself right now that hopefully will influence a goal at some point soon is, what do I feel like training today? How far do I feel like running? Does a yoga class actually sound good? These are the types of questions that I'm asking. I'm allowing other areas of my life, namely my writing, kind of push me down life's path at the moment. And so fitness is kind of just filling in the gaps at the moment. And that's okay, right? Everything ebbs and flows. I can remember back to a time several years ago when all I wanted to do was get bigger and get more size on my frame. And that kind of dominated my training for almost 3 years, well, 2 years. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, nothing was open. There was nothing to do. So my running mileage skyrocketed, and I was doing multiple long runs per week and had visions of competing with Jim Walmsley and the like in an ultra marathon at some point. So again, it really depends kind of on where we are, what we're doing in life that ultimately dictates our fitness. And I wish there was an easier way or a more concrete way that I could say, here's how you can define what your goal is or what your goal should be. But I'm not sure there's an answer to that question. You know, if you've got something, please share it with the rest of the class because Lord knows I could use the help just as much as anybody. Um, but I really take comfort in the fact that I'm doing something a little bit every day. I think it was Matthew McConaughey that said something to the effect of, I sweat a little bit each day. Obviously, the intensity differs. I'm not going to be doing interval training on the treadmill 7 days a week. I would blow out everything in my lower body after a couple weeks, but I'm doing something, right? I'm doing something every day, something to get the blood pumping, something to get the brain moving. And as such, I'm one step closer to figuring out what my next goal is. And that could all change tomorrow. Anything's possible. I might wake up in the morning and with a burning desire to join a winter basketball league. It's getting cold here in Chicago, so things are moving inside. It just depends kind of on the day. But until then, until I have it a little bit more figured out, until I have a little more clarity on where I want to go next, I'm okay with flying by the seat of my pants. I'm okay with not having something pinned to the refrigerator. I will do X by Y. I think that's in a lot of ways limiting. And perhaps as we're talking, perhaps that it being so limiting is why it's so hard to determine a goal, is because we don't want to box ourselves into something specific. But at any point, I'm rambling now. So I guess the long and short of it is it's very tough to figure out the right fitness goal. And if you don't have a goal in mind, that's okay. Do something, do anything, stay active, and eventually you'll figure something out. You know yourself best. I know myself best, and I feel confident that, we'll be able to figure things out and to stay happy and healthy for the long term. So until the next video, again, this is Scott with In Fitness and in Health. I have a newsletter on Substack. I write on Medium, both under the name in Fitness and in Health. So look me up if you're new here. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time.